Greetings, Earthlings. In this video, we are going to be talking about number 48 from test 1 in your red book. So flip to the math test in test 1, read number 48, and then we will walk through it together. Pause your video, flip to number 48, and then play when you are ready. Excellent. So this question, in case you can't tell already, has a lot to do with matrices. This M word right here, matrix, that's what we are talking about here. So channel your inner Neo and get ready to work. So in order to get this question correct, here's what you got to know. You have to know the rules of matrix multiplication. Most of the time, I think you start learning this in Algebra 2. But if you haven't taken Algebra 2 yet, then you probably haven't seen this before. Or maybe you have taken Algebra 2 and this is pretty rusty. This is kind of some obscure mathematics that we call linear algebra. But that's beside the point. So here's what you need to know about matrix multiplication in order to get this question correct. First of all, the question asks, it says, all right, we've got these four matrices, W, X, Y, and Z. And it gives you 5 different products, 5 different ways of multiplying these together. And it says which of those products is undefined. Okay? And in order to know what undefined means when it comes to multiplying matrices together, we have to understand how matrix multiplication works. So this is how matrix multiplication works. In order to be able to multiply two matrices together, the number of columns in your first matrix must be equal to the number of rows in the second matrix that you multiply. All right? So that's super important. The second thing that's really important to know is this. You know how if you add like 3 plus 2, well 3 plus 2 is the same thing as 2 plus 3. Or 3 times 2 is the same thing as 2 times 3, right? That's called the commutative property. You can do it either way and it gives you the same answer. Well, when it comes to matrix multiplication, it doesn't work that way. So matrix multiplication is not commutative, meaning if I take matrix 1 times matrix 2, that will not give me the same thing as matrix 2 times matrix 1. Super important to know. So we got to check, all right, which of the products that they give you in the answer choices will be undefined. And if it's undefined, that means that your matrix multiplication does not satisfy this rule. The number of columns in the first one will be not equal to the number of columns in the second, or the number of rows in the second one, right? So let's chart this out real quick. Matrix W, if we do rows by columns, right? We're going to do rows by columns. Matrix W has 2 rows, 2 columns. Matrix W is a 2 by 2 matrix. Matrix X, likewise, is a 2 by 2 matrix. Matrix Y, okay, is a 2 row by 3 column matrix. It is a 2 by 3. And matrix Z has 3 rows, 2 columns. This is a 3 by 2 matrix. So let's go answer choice by answer choice to try to find the matrix that is going to be undefined. So the first one that we're looking at is the product WX. We want to know, can we find a product WX? And to check, do the number of columns in matrix W equal the number of rows in matrix X? So the number of columns in matrix W is 2. The number of rows in matrix X is 2. So this product is defined. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The next one is WY. So we want to look at WY. All right? The number of columns in matrix W is 2. The number of rows in matrix Y is 2. So this product is defined. Wonderful. All right, moving right along. Your third answer choice is YZ. Let us look at YZ, okay? Matrix Y, 3 columns. Matrix Z, 3 rows. So, since they're equal, the product is defined yet again. The fourth answer choice, XW. X, matrix X, has 2 columns. Matrix W has 2 rows. They're equal, so yet again the product is defined, meaning that the one that's undefined is probably the one we haven't checked yet, but let's check it anyway. XZ. If we look at XZ, matrix X, where is it? Here we go. Has 2 columns. Matrix Z has 3 rows. So now we see we have a mismatch. 2 does not equal 3, so this product is not defined. So the product that is undefined is going to be XZ. So your correct answer is going to be answer choice E.